Hello, welcome back to the Everything in 30 podcast with Joshua Durant and
Thomas Sykes. How's it going,
hey
Josh?
Thomas, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty
Like how
good.
we both said at the same time. That was funny. Oh, gotta start the timer. um,
Yeah, don't forget that.
so cool. So what is it? So there's been some couple of things happened this week. Kamala Harris is now Joe Biden's VP.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
I wasn't really staying up to date with like the whole like who
No
he's
offense.
picking. Yeah,
I feel like I said this from the beginning. No offense to Joe Biden, but I feel like what's gonna happen is as soon as he gets in the office, like less than like a year or something, and he's not. I don't think he's gonna make it all 4 terms. I think like
yeah.
someone's gonna
I
say to
think
him, it's
that's
gonna be like he's unable to work, and she's gonna become president. And then I feel like
yeah. I think that's a main focus right now. I feel like you're not the only one that thinks that. I'm not gonna say my thoughts on it. But I feel like there's definitely been a big media thing where is Kamala Harris would she be a good president? And that's mainly because Joe Biden he might not like there's a percentage that he might not like get through his
make
whole
it.
presidency,
Yeah,
you know. So there has definitely been like a media theory of like is she gonna be a good president, you know?
yeah,
That's definitely been going on. But good for her.
yeah.
Honestly, good for her. Good for her for being chosen for vice president. I haven't really kept up with the whole which lady's gonna be the first vice president. I haven't kept up with that, but good for her.
Yeah.
She seems like a good person.
Apparently, just like a lot of Republicans that are endorsing Biden. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's mainly because Trump's a little bit he's a little bit. I'm not gonna say anything about his presidency or anything because it's not a political podcast. But he's a little bit
Well, it's everything, so
yeah,
it's
but
everything 30,
he's
so you know.
he's a little bit like haywire when it comes to Twitter and stuff because like I was speaking to someone the other day, like an older person, right? And they're talking
Hmm.
about how once they throughout all the presidency they've seen, like since they were a child, like
Yeah.
Trump's the only one who's been this like he like the words for it's like nasty. Like he'll go on Twitter and say like you'll be fired if you don't do this, blah blah blah. Blah. There's been
I d-
no president like
yeah.
before him that says so much stuff, you know? Like a
As
president's
much,
supposed to be more formal, more calculated. I don't think he's calculated at all.
you know what?
Now, if you want to talk about his policies, politics, whatever, that's like a different story. But if you want to talk about him as like a person, his personality, you can't really support the motive that his personality is a good personality. Like even if you support him or not, you can't really support that he has the best personality because he definitely doesn't.
You know what? He's better than Kanye. That's all I can really say when it comes to that. Because really, you know what? Like that's the first thing I say. He's better than Kanye. Like where Kanye could like break like we know like his first rally he broke down. Trump's not like that. But Trump's like a different
You
level.
know what?
Trump, I find that Trump's more of like a higher class type of crazy. We're like
Higher class type of crazy,
we're
crazy.
like
What?
where Kanye will like say and do things that like really don't like that are like, whoa, that's not right.
You know what I think it is? I feel like for Kanye, he operates instead of being like a more same thing with
Like he
Trump. Like
really and just rants
even
about
even though they're not the same person, but Kanye, I feel like he's more of like a whenever he talks in like a stream of
they have
consciousness. If you get what
platforms. They
if you
use
know
different
what that
platforms. I think
I know. Yeah, but if you know what I'm saying, that Kanye talks on like a stream of consciousness. Like he'll talk about one thing, and then like 5 minutes later he'll be like completely somewhere else. Right? And
yeah.
it will make sense to him because he's operating like, oh, I just said this, so let me connect this, blah 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 blah. That's like the stream of consciousness thought of it. But when the audience is listening, they're like, what is this dude talking about? You know, like with his first rally, because I was bored one day. I was like, you know, what, let me watch this. Let me see what it's about. And I watched the whole thing, and he actually did have some good points in there. Like, but you know, everybody has their own good points about anything, right? You can
Hmm.
ask like a homeless man in the street, and he might have some good points about homelessness, you know.
Mhm.
But what do you call it? He was operating on a stream of consciousness. That's how he was talking to the audience. He was giving them a platform to speak on and stuff. But the moment the media like to portray it as a breakdown, like it definitely was like some sort of breakdown. Now whether it was a minor breakdown or a major breakdown, I don't know. But the media is trying to portray it as a major. I don't think it was a major breakdown because
Yeah.
he was crying. The reason why he was crying, he wasn't crying over some stupid thing like, oh, my wife said she hated me or some crap. I don't know. He was crying because he said that he wanted to. I don't want to say
Yeah.
specific words, but he
Honestly,
just
a
wanted
lot of this stuff just
he
doesn't
wanted to
make
get what.
sense.
Yeah, he wanted to get rid of his baby. That's why he was crying. It's like I feel like if you're a father, it's okay to be emotional, saying that, oh, I wanted to get rid of you, but I love you, you know.
Hmm.
I feel like that's okay. Even though the media wants to portray it as, oh, he has a breakdown, and he definitely was having some sort of breakdown. I'm not gonna lie, he was definitely was, because he was acting a little bit crazy there. But I can get why he was crying.
Okay. What is it? When it comes to now we know the Democratic National Convention started this week, and surprisingly, they have a lot of speakers. Like they got Bill Clinton to come in. They're getting. I think today they're having Hillary come on. Did you know? Apparently, I think if I'm not mistaken, Phil Murphy, what is it? Phil Murphy, the New Jersey governor, who we've talked about before on the podcast, he's going to be speaking there. It's interesting. Um, what is it? Because former President Barack Obama is going to be speaking. I don't know why I did like formal for Obama, but I didn't do formal for Clinton. Um, yeah, there's a decent amount of speakers. Apparently, Michelle Obama also, um, or should I say, former First Lady Michelle Obama. uh, yeah, it's honestly kind of it's interesting because I don't know, maybe I could be completely wrong, but I feel like there's usually a lot more speakers at the Democratic National Convention. And what was also funny, and Josh, I don't know if you found this hilarious too,
Okay.
but I don't know if you find this hilarious too, but when it came to what is it? The Democrats. The Democrats have now officially endorsed Biden for president. But I was like, wait, when I heard that, I was like, wait, are you saying that they didn't before? They're doing it now? I'm like, so I was like, what? I'm like, I thought they already endorsed him. I'm like, I thought it was kind of obvious at this point. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
it's probably more like an
who else are you gonna endorse?
organizational thing
Kanye?
now.
Trump? I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I was like, well, who else are the Democrats gonna endorse? Kanye? Trump? The Green Party or
You know,
something?
that is an interesting question. Has there been any point in history where a Democratic person or organization supported like a Republican or independent organization? I would love to see like what part of history that happened, you know,
Yeah.
or other way around. If a Republican organization supported a Democratic person, I would love to see if that happens, you know.
Josh. You know what the best part is about what you just said?
Yeah, I
I
know
don't even.
I know what you're about
I
to
don't
say.
think
I know what you're about to say.
it could never happen today.
It never
Because
happened today.
we are
Yeah.
so oh my gosh, we are so politically divided. That's why this virus is still around. Honestly, you see all these other countries, I want to say they're starting to recover and stuff like that. And in our country, we're like still in the middle of it because it
Yeah, I think that's mainly because that we are number one. I'm just gonna say it. All right, no one will be
Mhm.
mad, but our country's citizens are pretty stupid. I'm I'm just being honest. Like, I literally walked outside in stores and seen old people walking without masks. I'm like, yo. The virus is targeting me. I'm young. It's targeting you. You're old. Why are you walking into the store with no mask? Like, are
Oh
you
my gosh,
trying to die?
what is
Like,
it?
that makes me so mad.
Oh my gosh, I have a theory about this about what's going on in like the government. Here's what I think is
Conspiracy
happening.
theory corner.
Well, no, here's what I think is going to happen. I think that because of the presidential election, this virus won't be like solved or anything, or they're not going to start like reopening majorly until after the election. Because what's going to happen is if what is it? Trump I think wants because Trump does want to reopen, and that's surprising. Trump does want to reopen a lot. He wanted to a lot more places to reopen, and which is why he also didn't instill a mask policy. But here's the thing, because I agree with Trump. I'm like, yeah, we should be reopening a little bit more, because right now it's gotten to the point where, like, I'll use New York for example. Cuomo, he just came out. He was saying, I think it was the other day, he was saying that he said that they're going to reopen gyms, gyms, malls, and bowling alleys. And the part that I got really mad about was
Wait, bowling alleys?
yeah, no, you
Why?
want to know the worst part? You want to hear the part that I'm really mad about, and I think it's the stupidest decision going. He says, so I think someone asked like, what about movie theaters? Why can't movie theaters reopen? And you know what he said? Movie theaters are of a higher risk
That
than
is a load of crap.
that
Come
is
on, man.
such a lie.
They can literally seat people like one seat away or some
Exactly.
crap like that.
No,
That's
no. You're gonna
crap.
tell me that a gym is safer than a movie theater?
Yo, listen to this, right? I have had this theory for the longest, right? And I feel
Yeah.
like this theory has come to fruition. My theory is that there's like some type of all these big companies are banded together to try and get rid of the movie theaters so that they can create their own type of movie industry that we have to purchase into. So that the streaming only mode and like going to Walmart buying DVDs and stuff is the only way we're gonna be able to watch a movie. Because think about this, right? We
Yeah.
haven't been able to go to the movie theaters, and Walmart just came out with this thing that you can park in the parkway, what the driveway, whatever the crap's called, and they have a big screen set up so that you can watch movies there. When the crap has Walmart ever been worried about the customers watching movies? You kidding me? No big corporations gonna show interest in that. And Walmart showing interest in that is big. It's big because the Walmart family is worth like $1 trillion or some crap like that. If you search that family, that whole family, that's a big family. Every single one of them are rich. They're worth like $1 trillion, $1 billion. They're worth a lot of money. I'm telling you, there's some
You know,
some
mhm.
type of deal going on where they're trying to get rid of that industry so that they can make the most money off of it. I'm
Well,
telling
you
you.
know what's interesting, and with like going back to the movie theater situation, what AMC, they plan on reopening, I think, August 20th. They never. It's like August 20th. I think they're planning to reopen their some of their places in New Jersey, so not New Jersey, so in the United States, and what is it? The first day, all movies 50 cents.
You said what?
50. And if you go to any AMC in the U.S. On August like 20th, 50 cents to see a movie.
So I guess we're going to the movies August 2025. I'm joking.
Yeah, 50
I probably
cents
have work
per
that there.
50 cents per movie. Then the next day it's $5 a movie. Then what is it? The day after, then like any like new releases like Christopher Nolan Tenet or New Mutants, that's gonna be $28. That's gonna be, sorry, not $28.
Whoa,
That's gonna
whoa, are you about to say
no,
it's
that's
almost
gonna be
past
$10.
DVD?
That's gonna be $10. But they are
That's definitely
re-releasing
interesting.
some movies into the theaters. What is it? Doing re-releases of old movies like Empire Strikes Back and Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone.
Ooh,
They're
I'll
also,
be interested in seeing Empire Strikes Back in the movie theaters.
yeah, and they're also what is it? They're bringing back like some movies um that were what is it? What is it, like Vin Diesel's Bloodshot? I think they're bringing that back. Like some movies that were just like that were caught at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. Listen. If my theory is wrong and AMC does come back, I'm not gonna be mad because I want AMC to come back. Like I love going to the movies with Thomas and the rest of my friends. Like it's really fun. I always bring a smoothie. I always bring a sandwich. Have fun, relax, watch a
Josh,
movie.
Josh, you can't say that stuff.
They don't know. They don't know. All right. I can't believe I snuck a chicken noodle soup in there. That was my most amazing
You know,
sneaking.
didn't you sneak in
That
a
was
soup and
amazing.
like a sub
Yeah, at the same time.
at the same time? Soup and a sub at the same time.
Yes, I did. Oh, Thomas, are you there? It's kind of loud.
Josh, that's funny. Josh, the only person I know who could possibly sneak a soup and a sub at the exact same time.
Listen, okay, listen. I needed to. I was starving that day. Okay, I was like, you know what? How do I do this, right? So what I did, right?
Hmm.
I put on a jacket. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna need to have my soup and my sub. So what I did, I put my sub in my arm, like not like in my arm, like in the arm sleeve. I put it in there, right? And for my
Hmm.
soup, I zipped up my jacket a little bit, and I put it at the bottom of my jacket, just very gently. And I
Hmm.
zipped up the rest of my jacket. And by
Yeah.
the time I got in the movie theaters, I took it out. Nothing was messed up, and I could relax and eat my soup and my sandwich.
Yeah.
But you need to try doing that. Actually, I don't know if it will work for you. One time I bought a bag. one time I bought one time I bought a bag into the movie theaters before, like with food in it. They didn't even care. But I think now they care though. They try to check us before.
Okay.
You know what's
What is it?
stupid?
Oh, before I go back to the big theory with Democrats and Republicans, I just want to say, my apologies, our apologies. We did not post on YouTube episode 13. Um, Basically, the video editor that we normally use just kind of stopped working, and so I'm trying to find a new source, trying to find something I can use. So we apologize for that. We will get them both. We'll try to get episode 13 up as soon as possible. It'll probably release around the same time as episode 14 on YouTube. So stay tuned for that if you really want, I guess.
You said
Okay.
if you really want.
Okay. What is it? I gotta go back to my big theory. So, like I was saying before with the Republicans, as you can tell, Trump wants to reopen up stuff. He wants stuff to start reopening, right? You agree with me on that, right?
Who, Trump?
Yeah, he wants stuff to start reopening.
Sure, yeah.
Well, the Democrats are like, no, what are you doing? You're insane. You're gonna reopen everything. What I think that the Democrats are gonna do is
What I think. Oh, sorry,
wait,
let me let you continue. I'm
wait,
sorry.
wait. Okay. I think what the Democrats are gonna do is they're gonna wait until Biden gets elected. They're gonna when Biden gets elected as president, as soon as they go in, and they're gonna have Biden, just completely just just start reopening things. Are gonna be like, look, see, Trump couldn't do that, but Biden can. That's why Biden's superior. It's honestly it's honestly perfect. It's one of those. It's one of those like it's. I want to say it's like a scheme, but it's not a scheme at the same time. It's like them just saying, "Oh, see, we told you that Biden wasn't going to be." It's like, "Oh, see, Biden did help the country. He did something that President Trump could never do." It's one of those things
Uh,
where it makes complete sense.
what do you call
Josh,
it? I kind of was not here for half of your theory.
okay, Josh. Long story short, I'll just recap. Basically, what I said is that what is it? What the Democrats are trying to do is wait till Biden becomes president. That way they'll have Biden start reopening everything. Basically saying, "Oh look, see what Biden was able to do, and Trump was never able to do in the first place. That's why Biden is superior."
I
There's other.
mean, what you're saying is like you know how when Trump first came into presidency, right? And the
Yeah.
stock market was going up. What you're basically saying is the same thing that was said before, like when Obama left. People were saying that, oh, Trump's kind of trying to claim credit for the stock market, but it was already going up when Obama was leaving. So Trump's trying to claim what Obama did, right?
Yeah.
And what you're saying is basically the same things like Biden just got elected or something. It's like, oh, Biden trying to claim credit for the coronavirus stuff and everything like that.
Yeah,
But that's what Trump did, you know?
yeah. I,
And to the people who don't believe either, I mean that's your choice. I don't really care. But I do think there's some. I think there's some worth to what Thomas said, and there's some worth to what people were saying about Obama, because like it's definitely been a hectic year this year. But
yeah,
what I wanted to say though about the reopening stuff,
yeah,
I feel like Trump reopening stuff, like just reopening without a plan. I mean, he definitely has. There's definitely some sort of plans that in place for reopening stuff. But I feel like definitely shouldn't be reopening. What we should do is what all the other countries did, which is lock down completely. Like you can't go anywhere, and you get like $1,000 for like a month. You can the only place you go to the store and come back, and there's set time periods where you can go to the store, right? But you're locked down for like 30 days, and then after the 30 days, then they can start reopening and be like, okay, you guys can go to this place and this place, but they make it strict that you have to wear a mask.
wait,
If you
why
don't wear
30
a mask,
days?
then you get a ticket.
Now, hold
There's
on.
been a lot of
Now, I have
30
a
days.
question for that plan. Now, like, let's say you wanted to go see, like, let's say your grandparents lived right around the corner from you. So, would you be able to leave your house?
No, no, no,
Like,
no,
you wouldn't be able to leave the house?
no. You will have to stay inside the place that you live, whether it be with your family or not. But
What
the
if you
place that you live,
stayed on your property?
yeah, on your property, that's fine. If you're on your
Okay.
property, like on your lawn, inside your house, that's your property. That's fine. But you're not allowed to leave your property unless you're going to the grocery store and coming back. You know,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. A
I
lot of
don't
the
think it should be
countries,
30
that's what they.
days. I think it should be like 14 days and then because you know two weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, yeah, sure. But as long as this coronavirus stuff goes down, because the doctors really haven't had a chance to stop treating all the coronavirus patients and working on a cure. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there has been people working on a cure, but there's been so many patients of coronavirus that they don't even have time to do it right now, and they're
Yeah.
trying to treat all these people. You know, how is it that all these countries are opening up their beaches and crap, and open up their beaches, movie theaters, this and that, and the economy's going back up, and our countries are still, oh my gosh, why can't we go outside without wearing a mask, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I feel like the whole like not wearing a mask is kind of selfish. Come on, just put on a mask. If you don't want to put a mask for yourself, put on a mask for the old lady standing next to you, you know, because she could die from you not wearing a mask. And then there's people partying, stuff like that. It's like, come on, just be more responsible.
Well, you know, I can understand, you know, people like forgetting because again, there are times where people like walk. What
Yeah,
is it? There's
yeah,
people.
I know.
Have you seen like what is it? People have walked into like stores and like just like and like they're just doing they're minding their own business and they just
I've done it
like
before.
or like a
I've done
word
it
no no
before
like a
myself.
word because that's like sir ma'am you're not wearing a mask. It's like oh my gosh I'm so sorry. It's like you know people do forget.
Yeah, of course. I forgot 2 different times before. Yo, I went up to the door. Looked at myself in the glass. And I saw that I wasn't wearing a mask. I was like, hmm. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to put on the mask. I was laughing. That was kind of funny.
That's good. That's good. That's funny. Oh my gosh. There's uh honestly now what do you think about the DNC going virtual? I gotta ask you about that. What do you guys think about that?
It's a DNC.
Yeah, the DNC, the Democratic National Convention. What do you think about that going fully virtual?
Oh, okay, okay. Um, I feel like it could be a good change of pace. I mean, do they really need an audience? Like, what does the audience do there? That's my question.
Sit there and cheer.
Exactly. So now the candidates might actually, not the candidates, what the heck, the people can talk and you can hear. You know what? I feel like this. I feel like a virtual thing would have been perfect for the debates against the other candidates, because then the people could just talk without the audience cheering the other person to continue going. Blah blah blah. Everybody
Yeah.
would have their turn. But in other news, that's all I want. That's all I
Yeah,
was
that's
gonna
all you.
say. I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I got nothing. You're right.
Oh.
Honestly, honestly, just watch. I can see the Republic. What is it? Because we got that. Because after the DNC, we got the RNC, the Republican National Convention. I can just see like the Republicans going, we thought about going virtual, but we decided that we are going to go only exclusively on radio. The old-fashioned method. Come on, how funny would that be?
Oh my
The Democrats
gosh.
are, the Republicans are just like, we want to be different. So if you put on your VR goggles, we will be live in VR chat.
Oh my. Yeah,
that'd
but
be that'd be funny.
yeah, but I'm definitely excited for this coronavirus thing to end.
Yeah.
Because it's not even the fact that I had to wear a mask all day during work or wear a mask when I'm going outside. It's more the fact that I can't really do the things I want to do. I can't go to the mall. I can't hang out with my friends. I can't just walk into a store and look around. I can't
Can't
just
can't do the normal
relax.
thing.
Yeah, I can't do the normal things I want to do, you
Yeah.
know? And also the shipping times are delayed when I'm trying to order something. Like that's the main factor. I'm gonna be honest. That's the main. I would not care about anything else if the shipping time wasn't
Cash.
delayed.
What is it? I just
It
hear what is
usually
it? From Phineas and Ferb, I can hear Doofenshmirtz going, "Cash you Amazon."
what do you call it? But it used to take like 3 days. Now it's taking 2 weeks, bro. I
How
literally
dare
just
they?
ordered
How
something the
dare
other
they,
day.
Josh?
I just ordered something the other day. I was so excited for it to come in, right? And
Mhm.
Amazon like clickbaited me. The crap cost like 120. Right? Second, it said it was coming Monday this week, right?
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, the day before Monday on Sunday, I checked the schedule thing, and it says Saturday next week. I'm like, Amazon, do you want to have an enemy in me? Like, come on. Like, I literally the only reason
You
I
want to
ordered
have an
it
enemy?
was for I can take it on this trip with me. Not like vacation trip. I'm just helping my sister move. But I really just wanted to order it so I can read it during this thing, but whatever. Who cares?
Well, that's the podcast, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Remember, if you're on YouTube, you can like and subscribe, leave a comment. If you are on, what is it? If you're just listening to the podcast, remember you can find the podcast other than YouTube. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, and a bunch of other platforms, including Stitcher. And you can find us also on our podcast website, on our Buzzsprout podcast hosting website. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter for where we post when every episode goes live. And you can also follow us on Instagram where you can, get small snippets from each individual episode. So thank you all for listening, and we will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Peace.
Man, that was good. What is it? Goodbye.
Goodbye.